Hey guys, I hope you're all doing well. If you've been watching my videos, you might have noticed that I recently reviewed a book called The Amazing Chaos Sketchbook. So if you haven't checked that one out, I'll put links in the description box below. Go check that out. Well, I was lucky enough to be given the opportunity to interview the creative minds behind the book, René Cordova, and co-owner of Chamaco Books, Pablo Gomez. And they have also offered to do a giveaway during this video, so make sure you stay tuned throughout the full video for details on that. So without further ado, I would like to introduce to you all René and Pablo.
Hey Stephen, how are you? Pablo Gomez from Chamaco Book.
Hey, Rene Cordova here. Thank you.
Guys, a huge congratulations with the success of the new book. You must be thrilled with how well it's done. But for anyone that's just finding you for the first time, could you tell us a little bit about yourselves, your history, maybe how you guys came together and created Chamaco Books?
Hi, my name is Rene Cordova. I'm art director from Amber Studios here in Mexico. I begin my work here in the like a comic penciler, and then I work as a freelance for many animation studios, and now I'm art director for 2D game studios.
And from this side, Pablo Gomez. I'm the writer for several short stories and working on different books we're working on. And the reason behind Chamaco Books was how it was born. We basically started working in a short story called The Legend of Manute. That from that story we move it out to another story called The Great Matuk, which is one small elf-like forest creature from Mexico. We just grab a lot of information from Mexico and from other southern and Celtic and stories and folklore from the world, and we created a story that is, we're telling the story about this small chaneque in the world. Between this work, I mean, it's a long time to tell it, and the work is a lot of pencil. This is a back to basics pencil-based story. And one of the times I was traveling between the cities and I went to René's office, I found a lot of different sketchbooks that this guy kept for 20-ish years. And we told him, man, I mean, you have a lot of things to show here to everyone that is your fan in the world. So we decided to found Chamaco Books, and with that, start working with some sketchbooks in the meantime that we were working on our biggest project, which will be Matuk. And we have some other projects like Tenebris, and we have some other projects like a Frida Kahlo inspired book, and some other thing that we have on the shelf we're working on. But as it takes time and we need fundings to make those projects happen, we went back and took those sketchbooks to get a bit of that money to promote the other projects. So that's how Chamaco Books was founded. Roughly 3.5, 4 years ago, we started with this project, and we've been doing books for the last 2 years.
So your new book, The Amazing Chaos Sketchbook, was your second book that you were successful with through Kickstarter. I wanted to ask, how did you find that process from start to finish? And, was it any easier the second time round?
Yeah, so we started it with my beauty sketchbook around 2023. And man, if we learn a lot from this process, I mean, since the printing side, the quality side, the format size, we do take a lot of focus on the quality and the aspect of the book as a whole. It's a 360 book, which is a lot of information from here. But when we did this book, we left a lot of pages outside of it. So when we made the second book, I mean, this is an all-female book, so it's more for the adult side of the fans. So we started working with this guy, The Amazing Chaos. We have a lot of customers looking for more family-oriented information or follow-up for the kids. So we make this out of the same process, which means we grab a bunch of sketchbooks. The difference between from this book against To My Beauties is that this is like you were working or seeing inside of a sketchbook. You can see all the format of the sketchbook, all the pages from the sketchbook. It's a bit different, the format from what you saw on My Beauty. So the second time that we make the second book, it was a bit more easier. At least the process of the printing, the format, the what's are the yes or no. And from our side, the Kickstarter process is the same. I think it was a bit quicker to make the second one, to be honest. We were lucky enough to get to fully fund the project within 15 minutes. It was really, really fast. We really were impressed with the amount of people that bought the book outside of Mexico. I mean, we sold the book in Japan, Singapore, China, Malaysia, Israel, Kuwait, Chile, Peru, Ecuador, Argentina, US, Canada, UK, France. I mean, we were really impressed with the guys who helped us support this project. And then we've been traveling around Mexico selling this book to another convention. So roughly out of the full volume, you can say that maybe Mexico overall is 30% of the sale. The other one will be outside of it. Between the work of this and the My Beauties, we made a bunch of commissions and original drawings for the guys. So we're gonna give you a premiere, Stephen, about what we're doing right now, but we want to show you a bit of our new project, which is My Beauties, a sketchbook, volume 2. This baby, this is the first dummy book. I mean, we're still working the last weekend on fixing, changing, adding, removing. Big difference about this book compared to the other ones. It's the same sketchbook, but you will have plenty of QRs inside the book. So with this, you'll get roughly 3 hours, roughly of tutorials. And with tutorials, I mean since Rene's grabbing the pencil until he finished a full pencil sketchbook. You can see all the comments, questions we're making during the process. Then moving to ink, watercolor, and digital as well. Comments from how we did the book. I mean, it's a very different way to see in a sketchbook. So we want to open a bit more what we were doing on paper and going more into detail of the process of making the book, and also how to inspire people to keep drawing in the world, and to make sure that everything is based on practice. So this is the big difference between My Beauty's sketchbook. This is a more mature content. So this is more for 18 plus drawing. So this is way more tough in a way compared to the My Beauties, and definitely compared to the Amazing Cows. So
Hello there. This is your narrator speaking, and let me tell you a story about a journey we started 2 years ago. And thanks to you, we shipped our sketchbooks worldwide. We are now thrilled to announce the arrival of our brand new, dazzling second hot volume of My Beauty sketchbook. Imagine, if you will, more than 300 pages filled with vibrant illustrations and captivating curves, just waiting for your eager eyes. But wait, there's more. In this delightful tome, we've added various QR codes sprinkled throughout the pages, and with these little portals, we'll transport you directly into the creative process of our talented illustrator, the one and only Rene Cordova. Keep your eyes open as our Kickstarter campaign starts on November 4th with early bird prices. My Beauty's Sketchbook, Volume 2. Thanks for your amazing support, Chamacos.
the first 24 hours, we have an early bird price, which is a big, nice price discount. So you can go ahead, and the link that Steve will share, and we can definitely support the book.
Guys, that is huge news. I'm really excited about that. My Beauties is one of my favorite art books that I own, and I own a lot of art books. So as soon as that's available, I will be getting myself a copy. I will put links and all that good stuff in the description box below. Yeah, very excited about that. So Rene, both the current books are almost 400 pages. That's a lot of content. How much time do you actually spend on these drawings? And also, how did you decide which illustrations of yours actually make it into the book?
Well, sorry my crappy English, but I will try to explain. In the day I'm working as a art director in Amber, and then I work as a freelance. In this second My Beauties book, I work a lot of commission from My Beauties 1 and from the Amazing Cows sketchbook. This is I love to work doing draws, so I spend all my day drawing and making some ideas for Pablo for Chamaco books, and it's very fun, and I love to be working on this. This time we chose Pablo chose the half of good illustration for volume 1, and from
Yes,
it's
okay. Yeah.
and we do ¿cómo puedes decir para separar lo bueno y lo bueno lo siguiente?
Yeah, I mean, the process, I mean, there's a lot of information. Imagine that I have a folder that is basically roughly maybe 1 terabyte of drawings. And I have some that are already used and non-used. So what I tend to separate in folders of the characters that I'm seeing or the topics that we're seeing so we can balance. And that after that, I would just begin creating the pages and pages and pages. Once I have a big dummy, I mean, for example, my beauties was one time around 500 pages.
Yeah.
And out of those 500 pages, I began removing some good stuff and some medium stuff out of the book. So we had the perfect book that we launched. And then the other 200 that kept from the first book, we created a second book, removing also some stuff that we didn't like, and then adding some that we were thinking it was missing from it. Usually when we're making the book, the balance is a big thing. How we are narrating the storytelling of the book on the book. And if we see that something there is lacking or can be used to complete, then this guy shows up and we told him, maybe René, can you just add this or this in the book to make sure you can complete it in a better way? So the process is a very rounded process. So this guy is working, as mentioned, 24/7 on making drawings for the book eventually, because maybe he might be drawing things today that we will not be using for maybe the next year and a half. What you're seeing in the book, 90% out of it, it's old stuff.
Yeah.
The My Beauty part 2, the volume 2 that we're making, those are based on the commission that we did for the first 2 books a couple years ago.
And from the Inktober.
Also from Inktober as well. So you have a lot of things there in the shelf. So basically, he's trusting the process. I'm making the book as it is, and he's still making stuff. And if I need some info back and forth, I mean, this book that you saw that we have here, the dummy, is the second time we're re-reviewing the page as it is. We need to fix this color. We need to arrange how we are structuring the page. Remove this one, add this one. I don't like this one. I like this one, and all those kind of things. Working on the, for example, the current portrait here. It will not be the end one. I mean, we're going to be changing fully the front and the back.
Yeah.
But we'll keep the colors and the base in the middle. I mean, we cannot show you the book because it has a lot of different drawings, but I mean this kind of colors will keep this as the base of the book. So this is the process.
René, we see a whole range of styles in your work, especially with this newer art book. How would you describe your art style to someone that maybe hasn't seen your work before? And also, do you have any artists that have influenced your style over the years?
Well, I know because a lot of people tell me that my Instagram looks like a chile mole pozole. That means a lot of styles. And I feel that, I don't know, I like to do cute characters, big head and short body. But I like it to work in the feminine anatomy.
Yeah, he tends to work a lot on different female anatomy.
And then I begin to work on this on the comic books. So my influences was Joe Madureira from Barrel Chasers. I love his styles. Humberto Ramos, Campbell, Greg Capullo, and then I moved to the animation business, and then I know more artists, I know more styles. Then with the Instagram, Facebook, and all that social media page, I find every day a lot of new artists, young artists, different styles, and I love to work in traditional way, in digital way. So I don't wanna do just one style. I like to draw every time I could draw. For me, I draw what I feel to do it at this moment. I don't know, it is make me feel alive and make me feel happy, work a lot of styles. So I think that's the way that I find my uh, different styles. No,
I mean, the inspiration comes in very different ways. I mean, social media has a lot of information, a lot of input, a lot of styles, and as you can see in the books that Steve showed, Amazing Chaos has a lot of those changes. You can see an experiment based on something like a traditional way, and then moving to more in a watercolor way. The females as well, you can see something more toony, and then there's something more classic that you can see in all books. So the way of René's work of transition that from one to the other is based on practice.
Yeah.
He's just pushing himself to the limit to see how much we can do and expand. And that's what we're showing in our books.
Yeah, and my early reference was, for example, Asterix from Europe, in Mafalda, not the big superhero. No, then when I was young, I made the comic books, the Spider-Man, Spawn, and that was the way that I find to know a lot of artists, a lot of styles, and I think that was my early inspiration.
Yeah.
I love the artists you just mentioned. Really great styles, really great artists mentioned there. René, not only do you have quite a range of art styles, but you also work in different mediums from traditional and digital. So starting with your digital process, your digital work, can you talk us through the digital process you use, or maybe let us know which programs you prefer?
Well, my digital process is I just work in Photoshop. I don't use another program, and I use Photoshop like I working in traditional media, because I made one layer for sketch, then I made another layer for inks, then I made another layer for colors, and that's my way to put colors in the digital medium.
Yeah, we want to show you a bit of what's inside the book of the My Beauties volume number 2. We'll show you a small clip of, in a very fast forward way,
Yeah.
so you can see specifically how this guy is working with the layers on building a female body, and then adding shadows, and then adding some kind of a curve position, so you can see the process of filling the color. The process of digital that I saw from René compared to the physical,
Yeah.
is quite the same. It's different. I mean, it's the same, but it's different. It's just a different tool to use, but at the end, it's the same process. Just a layering type of process. So we'll show you a bit of what you'll be seeing in the book as a layering for the Photoshop side.
Really cool. So when it comes to your traditional art, I've noticed you use pencil, inks, ballpoint pens, things like that, watercolors. I think I've seen some markers as well. So what's your favorite medium to use? And also, what's your process with the traditional art like?
I use markers, watercolors, inks, but my favorite media is watercolors. I love the watercolors. I feel I can think faster. I think the watercolor has a very small range to get in a problem, because you cannot no te puedes equivocar.
Yeah, you cannot make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah. So, but I love watercolors. I think I find the better way to mix color on watercolors.
René, you have achieved so much with your art, but for other artists that are maybe struggling with the long hours, the low moods, and all these other sort of mental challenges that can come up, do you have any advice? Did you sort of encounter any difficulties at all through your journey?
I began in this business when I was older. I was 30 years old, and I was two girls, my wife. So it was a very hard work to be working on the draw industry here in Mexico, because in that time I don't have internet, I don't have comic book shops, and it was very hard to me beginning this. So in this time, all the young artists can get reference from different social media sites like Instagram. I love Instagram. I love Facebook because a lot of art you can get and you can go and find artists on ArtStation or Behance or DeviantArt. But I feel that the social media sites like Instagram and Facebook, you can be in touch with the artist. The artist can give you tips and give you a lot of information for work, for tools, for art supplies, and I think at this moment you can be very successful in this work, but this is up to you. You need to be focused on the work. You need to be practice every day. You need to love your work so you can be better every day.
Yeah, in a way, opportunities are everywhere for whoever is prepared. So what Rene is saying is, you need to focus on practice. And I've heard this guy telling that many times, different guys showing up in the convention asking, how is the process of jumping those 15 years, 20 years from where you were at where you are right now? And most of that summaries on what I heard a lot of times is two things mainly: the practice, trying different techniques, being open to try different stuff. I mean, different techniques and styles. And the other one will be using the social media. I mean, this guy is posting almost every day saying, guys, this is how I do stuff. This is my process. This is my record showing you how I make this and this and this and this. This guy is pushing new artists to do different stuff and practicing, going ahead. And the social media right now, whoever is looking for an illustrator, they will use social media to find one. The reason how I found this guy, I just sent a message by Instagram asking, hey, are you open for making a commission? Yeah. He told me, I'm busy, call me back in 6 months. And I called back in 6 months. And after 6 months, he told me, yeah, I'm fully open. I told him this is the intro of the story I want to tell. He liked the story. He told me I haven't worked with Mexican guys for years. So let's make a try. And we'll show you the first drawing that this guy worked on. Yeah. So you can see how he started making that relation. So as you can see, I mean, I was the guy putting money on this guy to make my book. And then once after that, we told, wait, can we partners and we can do this together. So I mean, take that information as important. Be prepared for opportunities to knock on your door. Make sure you have a lot of info in your social media and push it, talk, bring people in, make sure people are watching your stuff. Yeah,
really good advice. So Pablo, can you talk us through a little bit of the editing process for something like this? Because almost 400 pages, that's a lot of pages, that's a big book.
Yeah, the editing process is quite fun. Same as Rene, we use Photoshop. Quality for me is a big issue, so we need to make sure that we're taking the pictures on good cell phones with good quality on cameras. So we're using, make sure we're using the best to put in the book. Some of the drawings that we have, we're taking 20 years ago with old cameras, with old cell phones. So those some pages might be a bit old and tricky, but the new ones we use a nice camera to take those pictures out. Once I feel that the book is full, it's ready for the printing, and we usually make 3 puke copies. Yeah. We make the first one, which is revision 00. We basically destroy the self-esteem of the book, and then go back and make the second one, and then the third one. And once the third one is completed, usually after 10 days, we send out to the printer for the final print. We tend to go a lot of back and forth on checking color, shadow, illumination, saturation of the images, and also the structure of the every single component on the picture. So that's a bit of what we show.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of work, but you guys are doing a great job with it. So I do have a couple of questions from my viewers for you guys, if you're happy to answer those. So the first one being for Rene with @Snotalax9955. I could be pronouncing these wrong, of course. Asking, how do you come up with the poses?
I don't really know. I never have a idea in my head. I always begin to draw, and I just need to feel that the pose feels natural. I don't want to broke the poses and feels very
Unnatural. Yep.
yeah, unnatural. And but I look a lot of female photos and Instagram and poses, photo references in websites,
Yeah.
and I just need to feel that the pose feels natural.
Yeah, make sure you study a lot of anatomy, because you need to understand the movement of the muscles on
Yeah.
on the body and how they tend to rest based on the position. So, way to make some pose to be natural, you need to focus on the dropping of the meat in a way, of the muscle of the legs, the arms, the full the core of the body. So that is basically, in addition to what Rene's saying, what has to be checked when you do the pose.
Yeah.
And practice, because every single pose has a different range of difficulty.
Yeah, you need to know all the body muscles, or ¿cómo se dice? Extensiones, or
All the extension, all the joints on the extension.
then it's easy to work on the poses.
At Dussel York City Studios has asked, if René could draw or work on any comic book series, which would it be, and how would he improve the look of the characters?
I would love to work maybe on a Spider-Man series or comic series.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I think I would love to propose a young Spider-Man, maybe in the high school.
Yeah, this guy's a bit humble. I mean, he if you travel once to Disney Studios and you go to the Marvel side, all the mechanical spiders from this kid series called the Spidey and Friends. This is the guy. So he basically already make his own version of the Spidey and Friends, plus the spider. So you can see those everywhere.
Yeah, that's my contribution to the Spider-Man world.
At Natasha Baker 4530 asks what you both think to AI art. What impact do you think it will have on the art industry moving forward?
I think it's a new tool. I think you can, in a future, use it like a reference, like a Pinterest at this moment. But I don't think you need to give just the AI product. You need to change. This is just a reference. I think for me it could be working like a reference, a new tool.
Well, you will never be able to create something in AI as these guys making in pencil. So I think that you go back and check a bit of what we're doing with Matug and other stuff. We're going back to basics. We're moving from pencil-based drawings to color in a way without even passing by the ink. So we don't lose that structure that we generate with the pencil on the pencil. So for us, it's important to read the story once for it. But also, if you remove the colors and also remove all the text and you just keep the pencil of the story, it has to be told alone. And the texture given by the pencil and the tools is something we happen to be able to find with the AI. It's a nice tool for making labels. It's a nice tool for making funny voices. Out of that, I mean, use it in the best way possible, but it will never replace the creativity of a human as of today, and also what can be done by hand.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's our opinion.
Yeah.
And last of all, a quick one from me. Which of the two current books is your favorite?
I like bot, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, hard to tell.
It's a different project.
It's different. I mean, My Beauties was the first book, so the style, if I go back and check My Beauties right now, the first volume, I will definitely redo the format. If you see, for example, early next in a couple of months, and compare My Beauties 1 to compare My Beauties 2, the style of the graphic is way different. It has been a big jump. If you compare My Beauties 1 against My Amazing Chaos, the style is way too different. It's way more sparky in a way. So between the projects 1 and 2, I think I learned to be a bit more free on the style of work with the process. and make it the unique version of every single book. So I think for me right now, the favorite will be Amazing Chaos, to be honest. In the next months, it might become My Beauties.
It's definitely a tough decision, yeah. So now the moment a lot of viewers have been waiting for, a time for a giveaway. I'm going to pass this over to you guys and let you give us the details.
Yeah, so we've been talking with Steve years back. I mean, he's a nice guy, amazing guy, making reviews for the books he's basically reviewing, and we want to give a bit back to the channel he's been supporting with our books. So we want to give away one book of The Amazing Chaos and one book of My Beauty sketchbook. You guys need to subscribe with Sketch by Steve on the link. As you know how to subscribe, and then put in the comments the book you would like to win, and then just put a number. For example, The Amazing Chaos, 24, 25, 24, 25, numbers like that. And then we'll just pick a number. We'll make a raffle out of it, and we'll pay expenses and send the books, the signed book to your home.
That's awesome. So guys, you heard it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Leave me a comment below. Let me know which book you prefer to win and leave a number with it so we can identify you. If you're not sure which book you would prefer, make sure you check out my other videos where I show both of them on camera. I'll put a link somewhere up here. I can't remember which side it's at. And also in the description box below, where I will also leave details of the giveaway, just in case anything was unclear. So I just wanted to say a big thank you for taking time out of your day for letting us do this interview. It's been an absolute pleasure for me. I wish you both the best of luck with the new Kickstarter project, and of course, more projects in the future, I'm hoping. So yeah, I hope everything goes well.
Thank you, really, thank you. Thank you all of you people for saying this review.
Yeah, again, thank you, Stephen, and also thank you all, our subscribers that are following the page. A pleasure showing a bit of who we are, and a really pleasure for us to give back a bit more on the giveaway. So guys, keep an eye on the Kickstarter. I'm sure that Steve will share the link. The first 24 hours will have the early bird price, which is a big discount. And make sure you review all the rewards and different stuff that we'll have in that campaign. Okay?
Thank you. Bye. Adios.